talk about is Eragon by Christopher Paolini, or however you actually pronounce that name, not really sure. Most of you know of it because it was a New York Times bestseller for an insane number of weeks. This was the first book that I really read. See, I grew up with dyslexia, and so reading was very hard for me. And I remember sitting in 5th grade classroom, and we had to choose a book to read and then watch a movie and write a paper comparing the two. So naturally I was thinking for going for the thinnest book there was, considering I hadn't read anything over 100 pages. The two guys sitting on each side of me had different plans, we'll say. And they essentially peer pressured me into reading Eragon because we all liked fantasy genre stuff and were pretty good friends, and they wrote my name down for reading Eragon. So that's how I actually got the book. And I check out the book from the library and I'm just like, there's so many pages! It's like the thickest book I've ever seen. And I started reading it, and this was the book that got me into reading. Second book I want to talk about is Rick Riordan's The Lightning Thief. Now this is the first book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Percy Jackson and the Olympians series. This was another book I accidentally got myself into. My brother had heard several good things, and he gave me money to go buy it at my school's book fair because his school wasn't having one. So I bought the book and was really, really bored in study hall and began to read that very first page. And from that page onward, I was hooked. So this was a story that one way or another I was going to see to the end. And it's still kind of going. The way the author writes is particularly worth noting. It's from first person, so it's using I throughout the story, and it's humorous, and it feels very natural. Next book is Ranger's Apprentice by John Flanagan. It is the first one, called Ruins of Gorlon. Now this was the book that the other creator on this channel forced me, somewhat against my will, to read. She told me in no uncertain terms that I was not to come back until I had at least started reading it. So I begrudgingly sat down and began to read, and finished it in 2 days. That means that you can probably guess that I like this book, and it's probably the best thing I've ever been coerced to do. This book is very interesting because even though it does take place in a medieval time, it doesn't focus on someone such as a king or a knight or any of their traditional roles. It focuses on the intelligence gathering agency called Rangers, essentially the medieval FBI.